Hi, I'm Devon, and this will be a walkthrough on my level design process for my submission of the New World Interactive level design test. The concept for the level was based on the brief criteria of having one objective, enemies, and loot items. I chose a Mediterranean-style castle location, loosely based on environments from Resident Evil 7, Game of Thrones, and Hitman. I interpreted the test as a stealth-type game where the player would have to navigate the level to complete criteria and on the way have the option of acquiring extra loot if they explore and take more risks. Therefore, as a result, I tried to make my level in a non-linear fashion to give as many player options as possible while still invoking player choice in terms of risking more direct approaches for a shorter mission time and loot acquisition, or a slower, more methodical approach to avoid or take out enemy patrols. Furthermore, paths to the said objective are designed to curve around and project leading lines towards the objective's general location at any point in the map. Finally, if the player is lost, they can follow the outside wall of the map and end up at the objective on both sides. In terms of loot placement, I aim to provide rewards to the player when they explore the level, but also as a result of clearing an area of enemies or stealthing past them so that they can gain a physical reward for the effort they made in the level. This will not favour any playthrough in particular, as more generic loot can be found in more open areas, allowing players who do not wish to stealth to pursue that option if they desire to do so. Verticality was a big aspect of my thought process behind the initial concept of the level. The level features a bowl-like sightline dynamic where elements at the map limit are typically higher up, with elements at the centre of the level being quite low down. Furthermore, vertical traversal has been made possible over the buildings to help provide the player with an area to escape to if they are caught by enemies, allowing them multiple ways to cycle back and reach the objective. The verticality, combined with the non-linear design, will allow players a plethora of ways to complete the level, helping to enhance player choice and overall level replayability. As part of the test, I was asked to create 2 playthroughs that offered different player experience based on changes to enemies and furniture object locations. For the first playthrough, it's designed to give players a more central route towards the objective, with additional verticality options such as a ladder to the roof of one of the buildings and additional boxes to bypass the locked doors. Since the courtyard wall doors are locked off, players must take a more confrontational and direct approach when advancing towards the objective, as they can no longer go around the outskirts of the map to flank the enemies and objective. 2 of the furthest outskirt walls become accessible halfway through the level, allowing the players to explore these sections to fight more enemies and obtain additional loot. Furthermore, enemies in this playthrough have been moved away from open areas towards choke points and areas that the player will have to pass through to reach the objective. However, it would still be possible for the player to approach quietly until they reach the main objective. The second playthrough is designed to allow players to be stealthier in their approach to the objective, as enemies are placed in areas that allow them to be flanked and circumnavigated if the player takes their time to explore and find the right approach for their situation. Due to the areas that are available, this would allow the player to take out several enemies and then backtrack to a different area of the map using verticality to regain stealth. Due to the 2 main courtyard walls having their doors locked, an additional route has been made more obvious with the use of some rubble towards the broken rooftop, allowing the player to avoid enemy patrols and potentially use it as a fast escape route if they are spotted. Furthermore, the door leading to the mezzanine of the objective has been locked and the enemies moved in the main staircase. This means that, to approach stealth-like, the player will need to either defeat the enemies in the grand staircase or circle back and approach to the objective via the debris and scaffolding to acquire the objective without the enemy noticing. Thank you for listening to my design breakdown, and feel free to contact me if you have any questions regarding my process.